This is pre-algebra, and today we're going to be working on multiplying and dividing integers. Please make sure that your date and title are on your Cornell notes. Please make sure you use pause and go back and revisit this video if anything doesn't make sense or if I'm going too fast. As a reminder, integers are positive and negative values that are not decimals and are not fractions. Today I've got some example problems here, some multiplication problems and some division problems. I want us to go through these and see if we can find some patterns that can help us when we want to multiply or divide positive and negative numbers. Let's start with multiplication here. 7 times 3. That's positive 7 times positive 3. You already know that. That is, of course, 21. Okay? 7 times negative 3. A way to think about this is to think back to what we know about multiplication, that it is in fact repeated addition. So we can think of this as negative 3 added to itself 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 negative 3's all added together. We know when we add a negative number, we're moving in the negative direction. So negative 3 plus negative 3 more is negative 6. Plus negative 3 more, negative 9, negative 12, negative 15, negative 18, negative 21. Okay? Now I have negative 7 times 3. We can think of this the same way. We can think of it as negative 7 added 3 times. Negative 7 plus negative 7 plus negative 7. A negative number plus a negative number makes something more negative. So negative 7, negative 14, negative 21. And last but not least, I have a negative number times a negative number. The way to think about this is, again, to think about the negative signs sort of canceling each other out. There's no way to represent this as addition. But if I have negative 7 times negative 3, I'm going to end up with a positive 21. Let's see what kinds of patterns we notice. When I multiplied by positive times a positive, I got a positive answer. So positive times a positive gave me a positive answer. When I multiplied a negative times a negative, again, same symbols, positives and positives, or negatives and negatives, I also got a positive answer. So a negative times a negative was a positive answer. What about when I multiply different symbols? A positive times a negative, or a negative times a positive? What do you notice about the answers? That's right, they're both negative. So when I multiply a negative times a positive or a positive times a negative, I'm going to get a negative answer. Let's see if this pattern holds true if we investigate division. So here I've rewritten these problems, these multiplication problems, as division problems. We know that if 7 times 3 is 21, or I'm making 7 groups of 3, I'll have 21 in total. If I have 21, and I break it into 3 groups, how many are in each group? Well, I had 7 in each of my 3 groups, so if I break 21 into those 3 groups, I'm going to have 7 as my answer. Negative 21 divided by 7. If I have negative 21, and I divide by 7, I should get negative 3. Okay? All I'm doing is dividing, which is like undoing my multiplication. What if I have negative 21 divided by 3? Negative 21 divided by 3 should give me negative 7. What if I have 21 divided by negative 3? 21 divided by negative 3, I should get negative 7. What if I have 21 divided by negative 7? 21 divided by negative 7 should give me negative 3. Last but not least, what if I have negative 21 and I divide by negative 3? Let's find the problem that has negative 21 and negative 3 in it. Let's see. Here's negative 21, but that's positive. Negative 21 and negative 3. Negative 21 divided by negative 3 should give me positive 7. All right, pattern time. Let's see if the pattern holds. We found that when we multiplied, if I was multiplying two positives or two negatives, I got a positive answer. And if I was multiplying two different signs, a negative and a positive, or a positive and a negative, I got a negative answer. Let's see if that works. A positive divided by a positive is a positive. Okay, that's the same. So whether I multiply or I divide two positives, I should still get a positive answer. And that makes sense, because these are just mirror image problems. Okay, what about a negative divided by a negative? We knew a negative times a negative was a positive answer. A negative divided by a negative was also a positive answer. So whether I multiply or I divide two negatives, my answer should be positive. Let's investigate when I have different symbols. Negatives and positives, or positives and negatives. In all of these cases where I have different symbols, negative positive or positive negative, my answer was always negative. The same as multiplication. A negative and a positive, or a negative and positive, whether I'm multiplying or dividing, will give me a negative answer. Use this pattern to help you as you complete your problems in class.